Hello, Brian here, getting ready for my 2017 Appalachian Trail through hike. I'm going to start off with my gear list. That's pretty much what all this video is about anyway, so. Here's the big three. Well, big three ends over there. But I have an enlightened sleeping hat here. It's really light, weighs about 2 ounces. I've got an enlightened sleeping bag. It's not a bag, it's really a quilt, but it's really nice. It has a lot of loft. Comes in about $300 if you purchase one, a little over 300. This is a 20-degree bag. It zips up around the neck. The back is open. I don't know exactly how well that's going to do in colder climates, but we'll find out. I also have a, let's see if it's down here. Yep, my Thermalite reactor bag liner. It helps with about 15 degrees of warmth and keeps my sleeping bag nice and not so smelly. So the sleeping bag weighs about 19 ounces, about 20 to 21 ounces with the hood. And then my tent right here is Nemo. It's a Nemo Hornet two-person tent because I'm a little bit bigger of a guy. I weigh in about 240 pounds as of right now. So, okay, let's move on. Yep, it's really versatile and lightweight. It has 2 doors, 2 rain flies, about 21, there's titanium poles in here, nice and lightweight. And it's freestanding for the most part, semi-freestanding. There's 2 guy lines at the foot that attach into the ground, of course, with some stakes. Here's my stakes. I'm going to go ahead and bring all 6 stakes just because I like the tent basically only doesn't set up without the 6. They said 3 at the store. I'm not buying it. Here's the Hornet 2-person footprint. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, yeah. Footprint, 2-person Hornet, yeah. For some reason it's reading it backwards. Oh, that's the other side of it. Duh. See? Ta-da. Okay. This is the bag I'm keeping my sleeping bag in. It's a Sea to Summit event. It squashes down, but I'm not going to squash it down as far as it'll go just because I don't want to ruin the loft in my bag, and I don't know if it will or not, but I have enough space where I can let it sit flat across the bottom of my bag. And as far as clothing goes, I'm missing the clothing that I'm going to be wearing. I don't have it here right now, so I'm just going to go over the other stuff. I have a neck gaiter here. This is left over from the military. I was in the Army as an infantryman, so that's where I really got attached to the woods, was out in the Army. You know what that is. It goes around your neck. You wear it as a headband. You can put it around your mouth if it's too cold, up over your nose. And then this was left over from the Army as well. It's just a beanie cap, but it's really thick. It's actually the dress beanie cap, not a tactical one. And then I've got my Columbia heavyweight, what is this even called? Undergarment of some type. It's pretty interesting because it looks like it has some kind of life safety measure in there. I don't know, like little octagons in there. There's little reflective octagons like a emergency, what are those called? Emergency blanket. This thing isn't as hot as an emergency blanket, and it breathes too much, so if you're wearing it bare, all the heat will just be blown right through it because it breathes so well, almost too well. Then I've got the bottoms are basically the same. They're just Columbia heavyweight extra large bottoms, or large, I don't even know. the top is like 2XL, I think. I told you I'm a big guy. So then I have my Patagonia Nano jacket with the hood. This was highly recommended in all the searching I did on the internet. I got some glove liners here. They came from some ski gloves. I'm not going to show them to you. They're just glove liners. And then I've got an extra pair of smart wool socks. Yeah, extra large, baby. And then we go to my wet weather gear here. I went kind of heavy on the top because it's durable. It's a Marmot. I've used it over the past 2 years out on the trail, and it's served me well. It's not super heavy. As you can see, there's only one layer to it. It's not terribly heavy. It's just a little thick. It's not as light as, say, the Frog Togs, but it might last a little longer. It might not tear on a branch, whatever. Because you can scrape it up against stuff, it won't tear. Sunglasses, yay! Cheap cycling sunglasses, they're like 30 bucks. And I got this case to go with them. Yep. I'm not selling anything here, it's just a sunglass case. And so, also, I have a Columbia waterproof boonie cap. I like it when it's cold. It's just to keep the sun off me, really. It's waterproof though, and it's black. So midsummer I'll probably ditch the boonie cap because my rain gear has a hood. Go with a ball cap. No, I don't. I want a boonie cap, but I want a lighter one. You know what I mean. I want. And so I'm going with rain pants. Not everybody likes rain pants. But it's been an extra cold winter. And if it's snowing when I start, I'm starting April 8th. If it's snowing when I start, I don't want to get frozen legs. This will keep the wind off of them. For the most part, it's just for extra protection because I just have my hiking pants. Underneath it, I have my Columbia blah, 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 underwear, whatever. And then I have this for a third layer. Otherwise, it'd just be 2 layers, and the wind would eat me alive if it's below freezing, because I'm a Florida boy. So, then I have my duckies. Actually, they're gaiters, but I call them duckies. And my running shorts, just an old pair of running shorts for camp shorts. So there you go. Won't get lost in the woods that way. And here I have my sleeping mat. It's a Static V Recon Climate, from Climate. I don't have a Neo Light Air, whatever. I don't need one. I'm a big guy. I can carry more. And it's only like 6 extra ounces for a third of the price. And it might even be more comfortable, and I know it makes less noise. Here's my little seat. Everybody loves these. I bought one because I'm not going to blow up my Static V Climate deal every time I want to sit down and have lunch. And I ran into this problem when I was out in the Everglades hiking with a couple of folks that I've been friends with for a while. And they were sitting on their sleeping mats and laying down on their sleeping mats when we were at lunch, and I didn't have anything, so I had to bum the end of their sleeping mats, and I'm hiking alone, which is dangerous, I know. But I'm sure I hope to meet some happy folks along the trail. And here is my little 2-ounce seat. There you have it. And that's just a bag for my clothing. And it's also an event from sea to summit. It packs up real small. It's got compression straps on it so that I can get everything nice and packed and refined for my Exos 48-liter pack from Osprey. I love this pack. It's the best one I've ever owned. It's extremely comfortable. I wear a size medium. If you get an Osprey pack, make sure you get it sized, because otherwise you'll have to return one. You know what I mean? Unless you just happen to get the right size because you know your measurements. I didn't. I have an extra one. Okay, so I like to carry a platypus inside my bag with the straw outside. You see there. I love to drink on the go. I love to stay hydrated. It's very important, especially when you're in the woods and you're hiking. Then we go to my water bottles. I call them my camp bottles because I have two. One is for mixing things. One is a clean bottle for hygiene and all the like. Like I like little mixed drinks with sugar in them, stuff like that, like Gatorade, whatnot. I have some stuff left over from some MREs, and I'm going to use that for the first 4 days or so. And here's my water filtration system. I have a Sawyer Mini. I haven't used it much, but it works. I know people complain about them. I might end up replacing it with the full-size Sawyer squeeze. And there's the little tube to clean it. And here's my scoop. It's a Zephyr Hills bottle cut with the top cut off. It might crack after a while being crumpled around, but I've used it before. It works. It's extremely lightweight. I don't think this thing weighs an ounce. So that's my scoop. And then I've got a Sawyer 1 liter. It's tough and durable. They're not metallic anymore. This is pure plastic, so it shouldn't crack as easily as the metal ones used to. Here's my spoon. It's just a Toke spoon. I got a long one for getting to the bottom of a peanut butter jar, even though I might not eat that much peanut butter because in the Army I got sick of it really quick. This is my pack cover. It's the Osprey pack cover for the pack I use for the rain. I know I've heard complaints about them that the water drips down your back, but if I have everything in my bag is sealed and I have my rain jacket on, it should be fine. It'll just be the netting that gets wet. Okay, and then from there we go into my kitchen. Somehow that ended up over there. Okay, I've got a little GSI pot, titanium, with a lid. And I've got the little, it comes with a little, cup. I just recently realized it has little measuring quantities in there, which comes in handy when you don't know how to cook what you're cooking, or you've never cooked what you're cooking before. Fuel, of course, nice and new. Pocket rocket, or not pocket rocket, what the heck is this thing? Some kind of stove. Is it a pocket rocket? I don't even know what this is. Yeah, it's a stove. And I've got a lighter, little squeegee towel to dry my dishes. I learned this tip from YouTube. You just take a sponge brush for your kitchen and you cut like a quarter of it off. This is a little bit, that was the section that was left after I lost the other 2 or 3, whatever it was. My spoon again. And there's my food. I'm not going to go through my food. I might do it in another video, but camping food is camping food. That's how it goes. And I have my camp towel over here. This is for drying off my tent or anything that gets really wet that I don't want wet. Even my face, I guess. And here's a trowel. What I did with this trowel is I took some old Army tape. It's like duct tape basically, but it's from the Army. I don't know if it's any good or better or worse, but I think it's a little more sticky. And I taped it around the end there. I've already had to patch my rain pants with a little strip of that tape. But that's good to have. I got a good amount on there. It's like a good roll of tape for a hiker. And then that ought to come in handy for patching up minor problems with thin stuff like a tent or rain gear or whatever. Here's my bear bag line. I can also use it as guy line or whatever. I've used it for many things. But here's the AT guide. This is the 2014 guide. I've had this since 2014. And here's my little pocket New Testament, a pen. And then I've got these I love, Bio Wipes by Coleman. And what's so great about them is you can wipe your body down. You can use them for, I don't carry toilet paper, I just carry those. There's about 30 of them in a pack. They're not too terribly heavy, but I just prefer them over toilet paper because you actually get clean instead of, let's not talk about it. Okay, then I got, here's my electronics. This is a charger. This has quite a bit of charge in it. It should last at least 4 days of keeping my stuff constantly up and a decent amount of use. But I've noticed I just carry it for more or less emergencies. as I get down the trail, I end up using my guide more than any of my electronics. I tend to turn my phone off just to preserve battery instead of charging it every night. And I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should get in a better habit. That's a little plug for the charger. It's got this little plug here. The USB goes into here. We all know that. And charges this. And then this is my phone charger. I have another one of these little USB adapters here. I can charge anything off of this while it's charging. I haven't tried it yet, and I didn't read about it. I'm just assuming. But I have two plugs. I have a third plug that I took out to charge this phone. But enough jibber jabber. There's my life-proof case for the phone. That is a trash compactor bag, which is highly recommended for ultralight backpacking. This is an ultralight pack. It weighs about 18 to 20 pounds with dry weight, without fuel, without water, and without food. So, let's move on. Here's my toiletries. I just have this up here because I keep it on the top of my flap. Right up here. Right up in the top of my flap, so I can flap it open, unzip it. I have to dig through my bag when I have to use the restroom. Sometimes it comes on like a heart attack, so when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, you might be wondering what that is. I am a smoker, but these are nicotine patches, just in case I run out of cigarettes. Okay, and let's see here. This is dental floss, this is toothpaste, that's toothbrush. I didn't cut my toothbrush in half. It's more of a luxury thing for me. I prefer it. This stuff is a miracle. I'm going to open this up. Don't mind the camera. I got cheap bags for my food and toiletries because they're durable and they're not flimsy. And this has to be hanging up in the sky. And I want it to be more durable because I really pack my food in there, as you can tell. Okay. That's Gold Bond medicated powder. That is a necessity as far as I'm concerned. I use it at least once or twice a day. Once at lunch when I'm taking off my boots and airing them out, and then I use them when I use it at night before I go to bed, and it keeps your feet really nice, and it actually toughens them. As you're walking, it helps build your calluses without making blisters, so it's brilliant. And then I've got some DEET, Maxi DEET. It's bug spray. It's by Sawyer. It's really good. Other than I've heard it can make you hallucinate, so I don't know about that. There is some thread. I know this looks disgusting. With a little large sewing needle. I have this because my pack straps have actually broken in the past. And I brought this with me ever since last year. And I'm bringing it out this year in case a strap or something breaks or anything on my gear breaks, I can sew it. Just kind of like the tape over there. I got countermeasures for gear failure till I can get to civilization. What else is in here? Aquaphor, that's for between your legs when you get a rash. Tweezers, for minor surgeries. Here's my first aid pack. I'm not going to open it up and spill everything. I got batteries for my headlamp. Oh, I forgot about my headlamp. A little goo in there. Here is my headlamp. It's the only light I'm carrying just because... Hold on a second. It's the only light I'm carrying. It's a Petzl. You know, good old Petzl. Because it's the only light I need. And here's a compass, a little tiny compass I got at REI. You know, there's north, the red one. And it's got a thermometer on there. As you can tell, yep, it's about 75 degrees in here. I like that little thermometer on there. That was the main reason why I bought it. I've got sun, moon, and stars and all that stuff. Moon won't really help me with direction, but the North Star and the sun, you can kind of tell which way by the time of day it is, or night, whatever, I don't know. But I like that compass, I like that thermometer, so I have it. Okay, pain reliever. It's acetaminophen. I've got a good amount of acetaminophen in there. Cold medicine. I have gotten a cold a couple times, but I've taken a flu shot. I hope it lasts. Here's more cold medicine, Band-Aids, prescriptions, you name it. I got it. Okay, here we go. This is great. This little, it's called a Leatherman Squirt PS4. It's teeny tiny. It's got knives, it slices and dices, it ginsus, it does all kinds of things. I don't even know what I'm saying. But what's great about it is it has screwdrivers and pliers too. Look, hold on a second. It just folds out into a pair of pliers. That's excellent. You can use that for a lot. A stubborn steak. Taking apart your poles if they break. I do have poles, but they're not out here. I'm not going to show them to you. They're just lever collapse black diamond poles, trekking poles. I've got this little lighter. This is fun. It's waterproof. It's windproof. And I've started fires in the rain with this, and it actually worked. Okay, and not that one in particular, but the one that I lost. And I've got this little vitamin E aloe lip balm / sunscreen. And I've got, this is not Meaningful Beauty. This is a tough, rigid container so I don't get sunscreen all over my pockets. It's just sunscreen. I took the Meaningful Beauty out and put sunscreen in there. I might need some more. Here's Purell hand sanitizer. Good for minor surgeries. Good for keeping your hands clean. Good for a lot of things. You can burn it. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Help you get a fire going. With some cotton balls and some Purell, you can start and this little lighter, you could start a good fire. And this is chia seeds bag. This is where I put these 3 items. It's just a chia seeds bag. It's really tough. It's kind of like a waterproof bag for my stuff. And that about wraps it up. So wish me luck. All right. Thanks. And if you're going on the trail, I hope to see you there. All right. Bye. Brian here. Have a good happy trails to you.